Alrighty, so we're basically down to our last 4 teams, including today's rebuild of the Red Sox. We have the Royals, the Astros, and the Phillies left. So for tomorrow's rebuild, there's a little icon popping up right here. Go and click that. That'll be the poll that you guys get involved with, so you guys can vote for tomorrow's rebuild. Outside of that, I'm kind of excited. That way we can start doing some creative rebuilds like we've been doing with Legends and stuff like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I already have like a really good list of what other ideas, like what other kind of rebuilds and fun things we could do. So if you guys ever have any ideas you guys would like to see, of course, in the comment section down below, let me know what your ideas are. There's definitely a chance for you guys to be featured in one of these videos that we do. Outside of that, let's just hop into it. So how's everybody doing today? And as you can see, we're rebuilding these Boston Red Sox. I think that my bad, but I think we have a really solid core here with this Boston Red Sox team, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoyed today's rebuild, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new and enjoyed the content, and as always in the comment section, let me know, like I've mentioned, let me know some rebuild ideas that you guys have, and if you enjoyed today's rebuild, let me know down below. So let's hop into it, because I've said we got a really good core here with the Red Sox. First base, kind of an aging position, probably could do a little bit better. Pitching looks okay. I mean, Chris Sale and Eduardo Rodriguez are really the only two where I'd be like, let's keep them. The rest we could trade away. Relief pitching needs like complete change. I don't like any relief pitcher. Catchers, they look okay. I mean, Oscar Hernandez doesn't look terrible. Christian Vasquez looks okay, so I think we'll be fine. First base, like I mentioned, we do want to get a little bit younger, but this is where we start getting like really solid, and I feel like we're going to be good for the future. Michael Chavis at second base. We got Rafael Devers at third. At short, we got Xander Bogaerts. In left, we do have JD Martinez, who turns into an absolute beast. He just continuously hits bombs. But we do have Andrew Benintendi, who I definitely want to keep in left. Center field, I want to find a new guy instead of Jackie Bradley Jr. And in right, we have Mookie Betts. So Mookie Betts in right. We got Benintendi in left. Bogaerts at short. Devers at third. And Chavis at second. So really the only places I'm looking to improve are first and center field. Team looks really good. The issue we're going to face are budgets, because Chris Sale, Price, JD Martinez, like Eovaldi, we got Pedroia. There's just big contracts everywhere. So that's the big problem right now. We got to figure that out. It may not be the most exciting trades, but we're going to acquire Martin Prado for Dustin Pedroia. Really, Pedroia's got a 3-year contract. Prado's got a 1-year contract. So that's why I'm making this deal. We're bringing Craig Kimbrel back to Boston. We're also acquiring Jose Quintana for David Price. We're getting a little bit younger pitcher who has a smaller contract by quite a bit. His contract's just under $10 million. And then Craig Kimbrel for the next 3 seasons. Alrighty, Pedro Castellanos, Rodani Baldwin, and Nathan Eovaldi, whose contract is just horrible. $17 million over the next 4 years. Yikes. We're going to go for a guy who's, in real life, pitching unreal. Very, very solid. This is more of just kind of a salary dump. I just want to get rid of this Eovaldi contract. We're going to pick up Mike Minor, who actually doesn't look terrible. And I think for a season or two, he could definitely help out the squad. All right, I'm taking my chance with Andrew Chafin because we need a lefty in the bullpen really, really badly. We're trading away Nick Decker and Ryan Brazier for, like I said, Andrew Chafin. Alrighty, so this one doesn't really help us get younger, but it does open up a little bit of cap space, which I think we will need once we start needing a couple more bullpen arms along the way. So we're going to be trading away Jackie Bradley Jr., Christian Vasquez, and Bobby Dahlbeck. I didn't want to trade him away because he looks like a decent prospect. It's just that's the only way we could get Starling Marte into the squad. I want a little bit better hitting center fielder, and also his contract's half of that of Jackie Bradley Jr., so I was pretty cool with trading it away. Alrighty, we're trading away Henry Mejia because he's 29 and at 74 overall. He does have decent stats, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable using him. We got Tyler Thornburg and Heath Hembree moving towards the Reds for Matt Bowman. I just wanted to get rid of some of these aging pitchers for a little bit younger guys. So let me set the lineup. I think that's going to be the last trade we make for season 1. I know it was quite a bit. It was quite a few moves, but I feel like we kind of structured the team a little bit so that we can afford free agents next season. Alrighty, so this is the team we're going to be rocking with for Season 1. Marte Benintendi, JD Martinez, Mookie Betts, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, Steve Pearce, and of course Michael Chavis with Sandy Leon behind him. For the pitching rotation and bullpen, it's a work in progress, and this is why I was starting to open up some cap space, because I knew Mike Minor's not a long-term solution. Rick Porcello is not a long-term solution. Quintana probably won't be here for more than a season or two, and then our bullpen needs a lot of work as well. So I knew besides KIMBREL, really anybody's expendable in the bullpen. Same with starting rotation. Besides Chris Sale, maybe Eduardo Rodriguez, anybody could be traded. So that's why I wanted to open up some space where we'd have that flexibility that we could bring in new players. So that's Season 1. See you guys probably at the end of the season. We'll go over draft picks and stuff like that. So let's see how things go. Alrighty, Season 1, the draft went like this. We have Derek Ulrich, Quinn Friedman, who's 77 potential, 64 overall, 79 potential, 75 overall for Pinto. So not too bad, but the later half of the draft is where it got pretty good. We got a shortstop, Ulrich, 63 overall with 87 potential. Joyner's got 85 potential, Moss with 95, and I mean, pretty solid draft overall. All right, as you can see, 102 and 60. We made this season, we made the postseason as a wild card team, winning 102 games. That's just unreal. We missed it by 2 games against the Yankees. Let's see, we had a couple league leaders, Mookie Betts and Starling Marte had the most triples, and then the 354 average for Mookie Betts. Chris Sale looks like he was pretty lights out on the mound. So let's take a look. We have a Silver Slugger, a couple Gold Gloves. Okay. And then a Cy Young for Chris Sale. So there we go. All right, that's good to see. So Chris Sale's a 99. Like, unreal stats. 2.58 ERA, 103 whip. Ooh, crazy. Eduardo Rodriguez is up to an 87. Not a bad year at all. 3.70 ERA. I mean, not necessarily like an Aces ERA or anything, but not terrible. Mike Minor, 3.56. You know, pretty solid for a player we're probably only going to have for a season or two. These are stats I'm pretty cool with. Quintana, same thing. Pretty solid. And then Porcello, very good. 3.19 ERA and a sub 1.2 whip. That's nice. Marcus Walden, for being our lowest rated bullpen arm, actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. Liberator, wish it was a little bit better. That's why I brought him in for a season from free agency. Nothing too crazy. Workman, okay. All right, okay. Carson Smith struggled a little bit. Barnes struggled a little bit. It's not terrible. Chafin looks phenomenal. He's up to an 87. Potential's gone up too. Looks like a solid acquisition. Bowman did very well in the setup role, and Craig Kimbrel lights out as a closer. How many saves did he have? 44, only blew 3. Oof, nuts. All right, so let's take a look at our lineup, see how everything went. The bench, meh, you know. Marte hit 280 in his first year here. Pretty solid. Home runs dipped a little bit from the previous season, but I mean, 13 triples, I will take that every day. Benintendi hit 300. JD Martinez was 286 with 36 home runs. And that was as a DH. I didn't play him in left field like at all. So I know he might start to decrease just because he's not playing. Oh man, he only missed 1 game. Okay. So I guess I can't really complain about that. Betts hit 354 with 27 homers and 101 RBIs. Devers is up to an 81, which is awesome. Bogaerts is an 87. And then Steve Pearce is okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Chavis hit 242, and that was our lowest average. And I mean, he still hit 23 home runs and 81 RBI. So I'm not even complaining about that. And Oscar Hernandez as our catcher, pretty solid season. So we don't really have too many prospects to look out for. So that's a little disappointing. But postseason game, let's hop into this one. It's a wild card game with the Red Sox. Let's hop into it. We're the home team. We have Chris Sale on the mound, and let's go into it. So the Rays have Justin Smoke. That's a new name. Outside of that, it looks like a pretty standard Rays team. Okay. Yeah. That's a little unfortunate. Okay. Well, maybe we shouldn't have done this, and maybe we should have just simmed it. Looks like no one wants to hit the ball, which is a little disappointing. Okay. 2 home runs for Tommy Pham today. I see he came to play. All right, come on. Michael Chavis. Michael Chavis, that's what I'm talking about. Grand slam. All right, so we're only down 1. So maybe Maybe that's what we needed. We just needed a grand slam to wake up. A little disappointed in that, but okay. Base hit. Base hit. All right, cool. Cool. Come on. There's a single. Somebody. All right. Unfortunately, we do have to go to the pen. We'll go to Bowman since he was actually pretty solid throughout the year. Nice. Well, that's a good lead off. We get one in, and then you're toying with my emotions, MLB, because I knew he was gonna get out. Unfortunate. That's disappointing. That's disappointing that we lost there that way. Oh well. Let's hop into it. I mean, 102 wins, and that's not a playoff, like a guaranteed playoff spot. That's just nuts. So the Cubs defeat the Yankees in 2019. Let's just keep moving forward. Gorkys Hernandez retired. Oh no. I mean, Porcello, not terrible. Is he gonna want like 20 million like he did last year? No, he's not. Okay. You know what? That's not bad. A year for 7 million. I'm fine with that. And then the rest, though, I feel like we can get better bench bats for about the same that they're going to ask for. So we'll do that. Let's hop into it. And let's take a look. So 40-man. I'd be cool with any of those guys walking. I know Erasmo Ramirez will get drafted in the Rule 5. Arbitration. Maybe not Steve Pearce, just because he's decreasing pretty quickly. But I mean, probably not Liberatore either. Maybe Liberator. We'll see. But for the most part, we may offer everybody arbitration just because, and then most likely everybody's going to get a contract as well. Walden wasn't terrible. Season 2, this is how we're going to line up. Not much has changed. Devers is going to move from third to first, just because there weren't too many good first base options that were available in free agency. There was Jose Abreu, but I feel like I get him too often, so I wanted to switch it up. I didn't really want to leave or just use continuously the same players. We brought in Jose Iglesias to play second. We also did bring in Asdrubal Cabrera and Devin Travis. I know I usually pick them up as bench bats, but they're not necessarily a key part of the lineup, so that's why I didn't really see an issue with them being bench bats compared to actually them being part of the starting lineup. Pitching rotation actually is the exact same. I don't think any changes were made. We're going to open up some cap space at the end of the year, especially since we need to. We need to, because Mookie Betts becomes a free agent at the end of this year. So I definitely want to bring him back, and I don't want to lose him. So that's kind of the big reason. We'll take a look at some of the prospects again. Actually, I showed you guys the prospects. Really, the only one who I haven't really mentioned that is of note is Jay Groom. He looks like he could be a really good starting pitcher. Outside of that, when you kind of look at who's here, there really aren't too many to get too excited about that may feature. I'm not too sure if any will feature. So yeah, that's really the only one I wanted to mention. Alrighty, at the deadline, we're going to be trading Devin Travis, Tony Renda, and Zue Lin for David Bodie. I just feel like this could help us out. We kind of need that bench bat with a little bit of pop off the bat. He's up to an 82 overall, and he's got like a 6-year deal, so we don't have to really worry about finding a new bench bat for the future. Alrighty, we're going to trade for Pablo Lopez of the Marlins, with Jose Quintana, Ronil Raudes, and Josh Taylor being traded. Quintana's struggling this season. He's almost got a 5 ERA, and Pablo Lopez is up to an 80. He's going to be young. He's only going to improve. I think this is a good move for us. Cole Brannon, Tristan Casas, and Adam Liberatore are going to be traded for Ariel Jurado of the Rangers. He looks more like a long reliever. He actually looks like he should be a starter, but I think that's what we're going to convert him to, a long reliever, and I think he should definitely help out our bullpen. Bruce Maxwell and Brandon Workman are going to be traded to the Orioles for Paul Fry. We need another lefty, I noticed, so there we are. All right, so this is how we're looking after the deadline. I mean, a couple changes, nothing too crazy. Bodie's actually going to play third for us. Jose Iglesias is going to move to the bench, and then that moves Chavez back to second. We're going to try this Rafael Devers at third kind of experiment. If it doesn't work towards the end of the season and he continues to hold a low rating, we'll move him back to third and then maybe have Bodie play first. That's a possibility. So we'll see. If not, we can always try to sign someone in free agency. But yeah, that's how season 2's looking. Our draft was a little underwhelming, nothing too crazy. You guys can see pretty sad. So far season 2 is going okay. We definitely needed to make some moves to really make that playoff push though. Season 2, we're a postseason team. Again, a wild card. It didn't go as good as last year, 88 and 74. So I bet we barely made it as a wild card team. You guys can see. Yeah, I mean, 2 games, that's pushing it. We definitely should be doing a lot better. League leaders, JD Martinez looks like he just crushed the ball. And then Starling Marte had 52 stolen bases. And it looked like we had some pitching accolades as well. So Chris Sale, MVP, really? Gold Glove, and he had to have won the Cy Young. So okay, I mean, I saw some of those stats. But he went 23-4 with a .99 whip and a 2.3 ERA. This is why I said I didn't want to trade him. And his contract gets lower as the seasons go by. So we're getting a pretty good deal here with Chris Sale. Eduardo Rodriguez is okay, nothing too special. I mean, 3.4 ERA is not bad. 1.19 whip, not terrible. So can't complain. Mike Minor was actually a pretty solid acquisition the last 2 seasons. Like, I'm not going to complain about that, especially since we didn't really have to give up too much. Rick Porcello struggled a little bit this year, so it's probably done in Boston. And Pablo Lopez, I want to see those numbers. Those are good numbers. So let's look at Gerardo. Not terrible at all. I like to see that. A 3.7 or 3.07 ERA, solid, and a low whip as well. Paul Fry struggled a little bit. Same with Smith, that whip's a little high. Weber, good ERA, whip's a little high, but ERA is solid. Barnes, very good. Chafin struggled, so we may need to look for a new lefty. Bowman struggled as well, so we may need a new setup man. Maybe move Bowman to this area. Maybe move Barnes to the setup role, and then KIMBREL. I mean, it shows he's not as good as last year, but I mean, those are still not terrible numbers. And we have him for 1 more year, so I think we'll be okay for 1 more season. You guys can see Starling Marte hit 257. I think he's got 1 more year on his contract, so we may need to start looking for a new center fielder by that time that expires. So looking at the rest of the team, I mean, the team's doing really solid. Benintendi's hitting again very close to 300. Mookie Betts, 31 homers, 103 RBIs. JD Martinez, 120 RBIs with 51 home runs. Xander Bogaerts, 22 home runs, 270 average. Awesome. Devers, amazing. Those are good numbers. I like to see that. So, I mean, we could move. What could we do here? Maybe have Bodie at first. Maybe let Devers just play his natural position at third. We'll see. Bodie didn't hit as well as I expected, but 250, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs. We'll see how he does. We'll maybe give him 1 more season. And then our bench was a little lackluster. Let's quickly take a look at some of our prospects, because I know we did have a couple decent pitchers in Moss, who's up to a 70, and then we had Groom, who didn't really go up too much. We have Joyner, 72. It's just his per nines for walks and Ks could be a little bit better. And then he's also an option at first. We didn't draft him. He was already part of our farm system, but he's growing very quickly, so he can move to first, Devers at third, and let Bodie be like our bench bat. That might be the move. We drafted Pinto, who's up to almost an 80, so he could be a player to look out for as well. And then we have Ulrich. So we're starting to build a little bit of a farm system. So we'll see how things go. This time we're playing the Rays again. I'm gonna let the CPU handle it. We won 5-4. All right, that was probably the smart move. We need Sale as much as possible, so we'll do. Porcello struggled this year, so I want him to be the fifth starter. So boom, we lose that one. That's a little disappointing. If we win this, we advance. Ooh, okay, we're taking on Oakland now. Let's go like that. Mike Minor struggled a little bit. Not good to see. All right, so facing Oakland, we beat the Yankees, which is awesome. So Oakland, let's see what we do here. We sweep Oakland, and we're going to take on the Giants. Really taking on the Giants in the World Series. So let's keep going. Let's get everybody set up here. No. And like that. Yeah, let's keep it going. Giants, Red Sox. Really, who would have thought the Giants would have made it? So game 1 we win. Game 2 we win. Okay. Game 3 we won 15-3. Ooh, All right, so game 4. Huh? What? Are you... I can't believe it. I really can't. I'm just of what I don't know. I really don't know. We're gonna lose this. Like we are going to lose this. That's how bad things are. We're gonna lose this. Thank God. There we go. Okay. Mike Minor's done. I saw it. Yeah, his energy is just too low. Please stop. Just stop. Thank you. Whew. Okay. 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 Perfect. That's like, whoo, 4-run lead. We got 2 outs here. Come on, make something of this. Gerardo. Ooh. You don't understand. I almost died right there. A walk. We're gonna pinch hit with the man, JD Martinez. Brings in a run. See, that's all we had to do. That's all I wanted right there. Well, yes. Perfect. Okay. I think we just let him do it. So yeah, that's a World Series. It was a little bit harder than it had to be, but hey, it happened, and I'm cool with it. Mookie Betts, playoff MVP, and Michael Chavis, World Series MVP. Okay, all right. So, you know, it took a little extra work, but hey, we're World Series MVPs in season 2. I'll take it. Whew. Okay. All right. So that was too much. Mookie Betts is definitely like, just throw him a fat contract, right? And I think, wait, did they really edit a Red Sox jersey on Jose Iglesias for his picture? And it's like his actual face. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Like everybody else has like their like computer generated face. Iglesias has a Red Sox jersey. Like, interesting. Carson Smith wasn't amazing, wasn't terrible. Andrew Chafin struggled a little bit this year. He is one of the better lefties, though. That's the problem. So we'll do that. And then we'll let Iglesias walk. We'll let the rest walk. We'll do that. And then free agency time. Arbitration. How did Barnes do? It says he's going down, but I don't really think he will. I think we're going to give him one more year. Everybody else will get one as well, since Bowman held the door closed in that game 7, and then everybody's going to get a contract here. Alrighty, season 3, we're going to start with the trade. Craig Kimbrel. I feel like he's going to start to decline. It's the last year of his contract anyways. We're also going to trade Jay Groom. I know he's one of our best pitching prospects, but we're going to be picking up Michael Fulmer in this deal. We haven't, I don't think we've traded for him in quite some time. I think we've only done it once, to be honest. So I'm pretty cool with that trade, especially since we brought Ken Giles in free agency for a closer. And to be honest, closers this season, like, actually not closers, free agency this season was quite bad. So there really wasn't anybody that I really wanted to bring in. Next trade, we're sending Starling Marte back to the Pirates for Brian Reynolds, another left fielder. I'm actually thinking about moving Benintendi to center. I feel like that way we could utilize him more often, and then we can have JD Martinez in left, or we can have him as a DH, and then we can let Bryan Reynolds kind of be that platoon outfielder. Really good defending. We may even start him in left and then just continue to let JD Martinez be the DH. Alrighty, for season 3, this is how we're looking. Benintendi, Betts, Bogaerts, JD Martinez, Chavez, Devers, Reynolds, Bodie, and then Hernandez. On the bench, we brought in Marwin Gonzalez on a 1-year deal and James McCann on a 2-year deal. Yeah, 2-year deal. And then Alonso Pinto from season 1, the draft. He got pulled up to the majors as well. He's one of our better looking prospects that we have. Our pitching rotation, we have a new addition of Michael Fulmer, who obviously we traded for. And then in the bullpen, we brought up Durbin Feltman. We brought in Ken Giles. And that's really the only changes. Not too much has changed with the squad. So I was looking at that prospect, Abraham Moss, that we have. And something I don't like about him is he's got 60 stamina. So I'm thinking he's more of a long reliever. So I'm hoping he continues to grow. Maybe we could see him in that long relief spot. Outside of that, you know, we do still have Joyner, who actually doesn't look too bad besides the walks per 9. And then first base, we have Akami, who doesn't look like too bad hitting wise. So he may be a player I look to like bring up next season if David Bodie continues to just kind of sit around that high 70s mark. But outside of that, I mean, I don't really see anybody else creeping into the potential of making the squad. Already at the deadline for season 3, we're going to trade David Bodie, Chadwick Tromp, and Mauricio Costa for Ronald Guzman. Bodie's just not cutting it. Ronald Guzman's 86. He's got some pretty decent potential. And from his stats, he looks like he's going to continue to grow and be a pretty solid first baseman. Alrighty, Matt Barnes is having a pretty rough season, posting an ERA of over 6. We're going to go to a lefty, Harlan Garcia. I mean, his stats don't look terrible. We'll see how he does. If he struggles, we could obviously trade him. He's got beat potential, so he should like increase in value. So there should be no big changes to the team. The bullpen looks about the same, along with the starting rotation. And then the lineup, I'm gonna send down the second baseman that we had, just because he just wasn't doing too well. He was hitting like, what was it, 149? Yeah, we're gonna send him down, and we're gonna bring in Akmi. All right, so season 4, this is how we're looking. We've made one change. Mike FOLTYNEWICZ is coming in for the starting spot that Mike Minor left. I tried to get Noah Syndergaard, but he went to the Astros instead, which sucks because that only makes them better. And they also signed someone else that was Corey Seager. They got Corey Seager too, so they're gonna be a really good team. And the thing is, the only really good available player was shortstop, and we didn't really need shortstop. So the bullpen, we're gonna bring up Greg Joyner. We do have a lefty heavy bullpen now, but I feel comfortable with it. I feel like this is probably one of our stronger bullpens, even though it's not the highest rated. Our big asset is our offensive power. Benintendi, Bogaerts, Betts, JD Martinez, Devers, Guzman, Chavez, Reynolds, and Oscar Hernandez. So we have McCann, we got Marwin Gonzalez, and we got Akami. So it's the bench is like, okay, it's not too bad. It's this is where it gets like, oh, that's really nice. So let's get into season 4. Let's have some fun with it. Let's get another World Series. Alrighty, so we're back to being a wild card team. 97-65 taking on the Mariners. Let's see how things went, because at the deadline day, it was looking a little suspect. Chris Sale, JD Martinez, couple league leading stats. Looking at the awards, we got 2 Gold Gloves and another Cy Young for Chris Sale. That's just unreal. So looking at the lineup, Benintendi against close to 300. Bogaerts, probably his best season. Oh yeah, by a good amount. Good amount of home runs, good amount of RBIs. Mookie Betts, there we go. 300 average, 25 homers, 95 RBIs, 45 home runs, 151 RBIs, and a 305 average for JD Martinez. Ooh, might have to bring him back again. Devers, okay. I mean, the average is down a little bit, but on-base percentage and slugging are still pretty high, with the OPS being kind of high. Of course, we trade for Ronald Guzman, and he dips. That's disappointing to see. Michael Chavez is hitting 265, 17 home runs, lowest total in a while. It's disappointing to see. And then Bryan Reynolds dipped, which sucks. You know, it's a little worrying. Let's take a look at the rotation. Chris Sale, a sub-1 whip. What? Michael Fulmer struggled. Yikes. So did FOLTYNEWICZ. Eduardo and Pablo, not too bad. Not too bad. Gerardo's there. Chafin. Joyner, though. Okay. First season. Nice. Harlan Garcia is not too bad. Feltman. Struggled a bit. Bowman struggled a little bit. So did the bullpen. Besides like Joyner, Gerardo, and Giles, like everybody kind of struggled there, which is worrying. Definitely worrying. We got Moss up to a 77, so maybe he takes a long relief spot. That's definitely a possibility. There was a couple players that I wanted to. Steve Feliz, I think, is a season 2 draft pick, season 3 draft pick, might be season 3 draft pick. But in free agency, I was kind of scoping around like I usually do, just because I always do, and I found Ken Bracken. What? Look at this guy. Speed, good fielding, power. So there's that. And then Dylan Carlson was there as well from the St. Louis Cardinals. He was a free agent, so I decided to pick him up. They were just too good to pass up. Good little prospects to have. So, game 1. Let's get into it. Actually, no. CPU. I have my faith in you. 1-0 victory. Yikes. Okay. Of course, now we got to take on the. Now we got to take on the Astros, which, you know, yikes. But okay. Okay, I said okay too early because then we go and lose it. So, elimination. Let's hop into it. Let's have some fun with this. Let's go Pablo Lopez. I'm putting my faith in him. Benintendi starts it off right. Okay. No. Thank you. All right, cool. They got Rodon on the mound for them. Oh, the runner's thrown out at home. That sucks. All right, 2-1 game. Let's see if we can. Benintendi is feeling it. Mookie Betts. Okay. I like that a lot. Let's keep it going. Come on, guys. A double with 2 outs and a 2-run bomb by James McCann. Ooh. I like that a lot. All right, Pablo Lopez. We're gonna call it there. I don't want to get too greedy. We'll bring in Chafin for the lefty. He walks him. A fly out. And we got to. Okay, he gets out of it. I was gonna say we got a string of lefties up, so I kind of wanted to keep him in, and we do get another run, which is awesome. That's basically what I wanted to do. I just wanted to face the lefties there, and then we're gonna go to Feltman. All right, cool. A double. Ooh, can we get another run in? JD Martinez makes it a 7-run game. Ooh, this is the game we needed. All right. Let's just hold it here. Okay, let's not mess around anymore. Bowman. All right, perfect. And then we're going to go into the 9th with the big old lead. And there we go. We win. 2 home runs for Benintendi, which is awesome. And then we're going to quick manage this one very quickly because I have a feeling if we make it past into the next round, we're going to have to quick manage it at least once. So, Syndergaard, Sale, come on. We got to get a run here. I know that inning's going to come back to haunt us. I can feel it, you know? It's just one of those where you're like, we should have scored there. We really should have scored there. All right, we get 1. So that's good. We're at least on the board. Okay, whew. Addison Reed comes in. Chris Sale's still looking pretty good. A single, fly out, strikeout. All right, that might be it for... Unless we can get some insurance here. There's 1. Bases loaded for Benintendi. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whew. Taking on the White Sox, though, in the ALCS. So, let's kind of move Sale like right here. We'll go like that. I hope that's okay. Let me check everyone's stamina before I start going into games when we're gonna get. Why is Chris Sale lined up for today? Huh? Chris Sale should not be lined up for today. So let's just. Maybe not. Maybe we go like that because that was looking a little sketchy. We do lose. Kikuchi gets the win. Yeah. We win that one. We win that one. Okay. Who we taking on? The Mets in the World Series. Let's get the lineup all right. So I think it said FOLTYNEWICZ is starting. Yeah. So let's just move. Oh. Let's see. Eduardo Rodriguez. Maybe it was right. Maybe FOLTYNEWICZ just shouldn't be starting any games in the postseason. We're 1 game away. Come on. World Series number 2 in the bag. There we go. Benintendi's the playoff MVP, and Devers is the World Series MVP. Benintendi, though, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 2 World Series. Let's see if we can get a 3rd in season 5. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. So, no retired players, no one in the Hall of Fame, obviously. All right, exclusive negotiations. I'm going to hold off on JD because I want to make sure we can get Fulmer and Benintendi plus any other players that we get for like tendered contracts and arbitration. Bowman, I don't know. I'm going to let Marwin walk. I'll probably bring maybe not McCann either. So for sure, Fulmer and Benintendi. All right, so let's extend these offers because I knew they were going to be massive. So you know what? Let's withdraw that and let's tender a qualifying offer. Let's tender a qualifying offer, and then we'll do that. We'll see what happens. And then 40-man, we definitely got to make sure we add everybody to the 40-man arbitration-wise. Yep, everybody's getting it. Contracts-wise, everybody's going to get it too. Already in our last season, we're going to make, I think, just 1 trade. I don't trust Matt Bowman whatsoever. And there's this guy the Diamondbacks have that looks like they drafted him, but he looks unreal. Like, those stats look just crazy. So we're going to pick him up, George Killian, for Matt Bowman. There's 1 trade. All right, we're going to trade Andrew Chafin and Paul Frank for Amir Garrett of the Reds. Basically a lefty for lefty in the bullpen. So this is how we're going to look for the final season of the Red Sox rebuild. You guys can see Sale, Fulmer, Lopez, FOLTYNEWICZ, and Eduardo Rodriguez. The bullpen now with Amir Garrett and Killian in it. I kind of like it. I think it looks pretty good. We got Joyner as our setup man, and then we look at the lineup. It looks really good. We brought in Omar Narvaez as a catcher. He just hits for like just consistently good average for a catcher. He's like a must pick up. And then we brought in Jonathan Scope for a DH. Just a decent bat. It's like, it's nothing too crazy, but he's definitely going to be there for us. And then we got Ken Bracken, who's going to be called up to the majors. So there's the squad. Let's see how season 5 plays out. Alrighty, last season we won the division 104-58, taking on the Royals. Okay. And let's see, league leaders, Chris Sale again. He's just too good. He's just too good. And then we got a Gold Glove. So no Cy Young. It looks like Garrett Cole was the MVP, so I'm assuming he won Cy Young as well. But Chris Sale, just lights out. Oof. Michael Fulmer, pretty solid. Pablo Lopez, not too bad either. Eduardo Rodriguez was probably, the worst of the bunch. But outside of that, I mean, everybody else was pretty solid. This guy was a pretty solid pickup. Gerardo from the Rangers. Like, he's been consistently the low 3 ERAs besides this season. Like, this was his worst season since we picked him up. Paul Fry was very solid. Amir Garrett was solid. Garcia, a little high ERA, but overall not terrible. Feltman was really good. Joyner looks like he's just lights out. Like, he's the man to have as like a lefty closer. We had Killian, who looks really good now. And then we got Ken Giles, who I think has got 2 more years on his contract. So that's not too bad either. The lineup, though, let's take a look. Benintendi, again, like, it's just crazy good numbers. Just crazy good numbers. Bogarts is hitting for really good average and power for a shortstop. Can't complain about that. Mookie Betts is still putting up very, very good numbers. Devers is hitting 91. Besides, like, that one season where he hit 19 every single year, it's been 20-plus home runs. Guzman, there we go. 31 homers and 280 average. That's what I want to see. Narvaez hit 320. That's why you pick up Narvaez as your catcher. Chavez is up to a 90. He had a really good year. Scope, not too bad for like our DH bench bat. And then Brian Reynolds hit about 250. Probably should be up a little bit higher in the lineup, but I'm not going to freak out about it. Hernandez just doesn't hit the ball well. Bracken, 234, is more of just a bench bat for against the lefties. So let's take a look. Darwinzon's up to an 81, so we could probably really let one of these guys go soon, like FOLTYNEWICZ, after his contract runs out. We also do have Abraham Moss. I almost said Moses. Abraham Moss, who, again, his per nines are really bad. That's really what's hurting him. His per nines are pretty bad. Let's see what else we got here. We got Feliz, who's slowly creeping his way up there. We got Ulrich, who's, you know, getting up there. We had Marcus Wilson, who's just been slowly building up. We got Bracken, who I've already said. And then we got Duran and Carlson. So we got a lot of good prospects coming up. We've built up a good farm system. So moving forward, can we get past these? Okay, the Royals. That was pretty easy. Now we're taking on, oh man, we're taking them on again. The Astros. It seems like that's just like our rival this rebuild. It's just the Astros. Okay, one more, and again we're taking on, again we're in the World Series. This time we're taking on the Dodgers. All right, okay, so it said that Fulmer was pitching, so let's just boom, 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 maybe. Actually, FOLTYNEWICZ has pitched really well, so let's do that, and we'll go with that for the World Series. I feel confident. Let's see how it goes. Game 1 we lost. Game 2 we did win though. Okay. All right. This is for the win. Season 5 for a 3 World Series rebuild. Did you doubt me? I mean, come on. There it is. A 3 World Series rebuild. Are you serious? This is the first, right? This got to be the first. Playoff MVPs go to Brian Reynolds, and Mookie Betts is World Series MVP. Both had very good playoffs. So, I mean, the team's mostly locked up. I mean, Sale probably will walk this year. FOLTYNEWICZ will probably walk this year. Scope, you let go. But I mean, you bring back Chavez. You bring back Reynolds, Devers, Guzman's maybe, Lopez maybe if you can get him for cheap. I mean, you still got a good core that you can build around. You got a couple players who are coming up in the farm system that you could trade for infielders if necessary. I mean, overall, I think this team's still set up for at least another 3 years before they really start to fall apart. I mean, this team's good. This team's scary good. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's rebuild. And that's where we're going to end it. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new and enjoy the content. We're nearing 12,000 subs. We're nearing 12,000 subs. I'd love to hit that. Then we go on to 15, 20, so on and so forth. You guys have been amazing with the support. I can't thank you all enough. In the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought about today's rebuild. Maybe you guys had different ideas for what you would do with the Red Sox. Let me know down below. And again, right here, there's that poll. Make sure you get involved. We have the Astros, the Royals, and the Phillies left. So who will be our rebuild for tomorrow? I hope you guys enjoyed today's rebuild, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.